The entire country is sleeping right now. But why? What do they know that we don't? Let's talk about it. 大家好，我是 Suran 在中国. Hey everyone, it's Suran in China. How y'all doing today? I'm having an actually very lovely afternoon. As you can see, the sun is shining. I've got a little bit of sweat on my forehead, and that's because I'm out having a walk on my hour-and-a-half lunch break. One thing you're going to notice though, other than a few cars going by or the odd person here and there, the streets are otherwise empty. But why is that? It's not like there aren't factories and businesses all throughout this area, but where is everybody? Well, before we get to that, once again, I'd like to thank all of my faithful viewers and subscribers for helping my channel to grow. And it's really easy to do and costs absolutely nothing. You just got to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you like the content I make, throw me a thumbs up. It really does go a long way in helping the channel to reach more and more viewers by triggering the YouTube algorithm. So thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. But for now, let me flip the camera around so I can show you what I'm seeing. Now, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I work in a factory area of Shenzhen. You're not going to see the 100-story skyscrapers and the beautiful metro stations and the futuristic buildings and things like that. You're going to see, like straight ahead, factory residences and factories, lots of cars parked along the streets. But these beautiful sidewalks here that are huge, spacious, have lots and lots of tree cover for shade. But at this time of day, which is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you're not gonna see much else. Let me flick the camera back and we'll have a talk about it. So another very interesting cultural aspect of China that a lot of people in the Northwestern culture don't understand, in the North American culture don't understand, is that Chinese people obviously are famous for working hard, but they also rest hard. Most companies typically will offer a 1.5 to 2 hour lunch, in which time the employees will hurriedly eat a 30-minute and often delicious lunch, and then spend the next hour doing something that they enjoy so much, and that is sleeping. Now, coming from North America, I don't sleep at lunch. I could put a cot in my office. Actually, my office chair reclines all the way back and is quite comfortable. However, after 50 years of not doing it, it's not something that I can really get used to. So instead, I choose to come out here to these beautiful tree-lined streets and go for walks. Now, this is the perfect time of year to do so because it is still substantially cooler than it will be in another month and a half when summer starts to roll around, and then it becomes hot. In those situations, I would need to bring a change of clothes to work with me, or at least a new shirt, because sweating is definitely going to be happening. But for now, I'm out enjoying my afternoon, enjoying my lunchtime, and getting some really much needed exercise. So why is this such a big difference between our cultures? For the vast majority of my working life in Canada, I was able to enjoy a 30-minute lunch. And in some places, I literally had to clock out and then clock back in again to make sure I wasn't enjoying even 1 minute more of that wonderful and restful break where I crammed as much food as I could into myself before having to go out and get back on the line, as it were. But here in China, they do things so much different. Now, that said, the typical workday is 10 hours. So you're still working 8.5 hours. However, you do get that nice long break in the middle. So not only can you have a nice lunch and have a rest, but you can actually sleep. In the long run, I personally believe that this is why China is so far ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to their manufacturing prowess and just their ability to work so much harder than the people are in other cultures. They actually give their employees a chance to rest, a chance to take a break and to re-energize. Now, I don't know about you personally, but when I eat lunch, after, especially if it's a big lunch loaded with carbs, I feel tired. I want to do nothing more than have a nap. So when these Chinese people eat that nice big delicious lunch full of rice and bread and noodles, I can understand why they'd want to have a nap. But then I can also understand why they would work later in the day. In the company that I work for right now, the typical starting time is 9 o'clock until 6 o'clock. So that is a 9-hour day, in fact, which is not too bad. And then with an hour and a half lunch, that actually puts the workday at 7.5 hours. That's a pretty good deal. Now, that is quite uncommon, and it could be that it's because we work for a UK-based company. But in general, even in a 10-hour day, that extra half hour on top of the 8 hours doesn't seem to hurt that much when you had a 1-hour nap in the middle of the day. So yeah, it's a different culture, it's a different working style. I kind of like it. It gives me an opportunity to get out and do this. And again, as you can see, there's nobody out here enjoying this with me. I am alone. I've got my headset on, I've got my music queued up, and I thought I'd share this little piece of Chinese culture with you today because it is interesting and it is quite unique, and it's something that I've really enjoyed for many, many years. Even though I don't actually sleep in the lunchtime, it's amazing the things you can do when you have an hour and a half free at work in the afternoon. Like, I don't know, make YouTube videos? Anyway, speaking of work, that's me across the street over there, so I am going to get back to the office and have a little rest from my 45 minute walk before I start working again. Just thought I'd share that with you. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thanks so much once again for supporting the channel, and we will see you in the next video.